Right, let me get straight to it. A simple juice that can improve blood flow to your penis and boost your erections naturally. Here's the recipe you need. 200 grams of beetroot, 200 milliliters of watermelon, 1 whole lemon with the peel on, a small slice of ginger, and 200 grams of spinach. Chuck it all in your blender, give it a good whiz, and drink it every morning. Sweet as. Now stick with me and I'll show you exactly how to make this, why it works, and how to make it work even better for you. Kia ora everyone, I'm Dr. Hannah Collins, and I've been practicing medicine here in New Zealand for over 20 years. Throughout my career, I've seen heaps of blokes struggling with erectile issues, and honestly, a lot of these problems come down to poor circulation. Now, before you switch off thinking this is going to be another long, boring medical lecture, I promise you this is practical stuff you can use straight away. I'm going to break down exactly how to make this juice, what each ingredient does for your body, and most importantly, how to fit it into your life without making things complicated. Look, I know what some of you are thinking. You've seen the ingredients list, and you're wondering if you can just buy this pre-made somewhere. Fair question, mate. The honest answer is, I haven't found a commercial version that combines all these specific ingredients in the right amounts. But here's the thing. Once you get the hang of it, this takes about 5 minutes to make. If you've got a decent blender, it's actually pretty straightforward. And if you're really keen but don't have space for all this prep work, I'll give you some shortcuts later on. Right, let's talk about how to actually make this. First up, you'll need a decent blender. It doesn't have to be fancy, but it needs to handle beetroot in lemon peel. Start with your beetroot. 200 grams, that's about 1 medium-sized beetroot. Give it a good scrub under running water. You don't need to peel it. The peel's got loads of good nutrients. Chop it into chunks so your blender doesn't have to work too hard. Next, your watermelon. You want about 200 milliliters worth, which is roughly a quarter of a medium watermelon. Here's something most people don't realise. Don't just use the red flesh. The white part, the rind, even the seeds, they're all packed with nutrients that help with blood flow. So when you're prepping your watermelon, use the whole lot. Just cut off the tough green outer skin, but keep everything else. Now the lemon. Use the whole thing, peel and all. I know that sounds a bit rough, but the peel's where most of the beneficial compounds are. Give it a wash, cut it into quarters, and in it goes. If you're worried about it being too bitter, don't stress. The watermelon and beetroot will balance it out nicely. Ginger next. You only need a small slice, about the size of your thumbnail. Ginger's powerful stuff, and a little goes a long way. Too much, and it'll dominate the flavour and might give you a bit of heartburn. Finally, your spinach. 200 grams of fresh spinach. That might look like heaps when it's in the bag, but once you blend it, it'll barely change the volume of your juice. Just rinse it well and toss it in. Chuck everything in your blender, add about 100 ml of water if it's struggling to blend, and let it rip for about 30 seconds. You want it smooth, no big chunks. If it's too thick, add a bit more water. If you want it sweeter, you can add a teaspoon of honey. That's it. Pour it into a glass and drink it down. Best consumed fresh, first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Now, I reckon some of you are looking at this and thinking it's going to taste absolutely shocking. I get it. Beetroot and spinach in a juice doesn't sound appetizing, but honestly, the watermelon makes it quite pleasant, and the lemon gives it a nice zing. It's actually pretty refreshing.
If you really can't handle it, add that honey I mentioned, or even a bit of orange juice. But give it a go as is first. You might be surprised. Right, let's talk about why this works. And I'm going to keep this straightforward because you don't need a university degree to understand this. Your erections depend on blood flow. When you get aroused, blood rushes into the penis, filling up the tissues and creating an erection. If your blood vessels aren't working properly, if they're stiff or blocked, that blood can't flow as easily and your erections suffer. Simple as that. This juice works because every single ingredient helps improve your blood vessel function and increases blood flow. Let me break it down for you. Beetroot's the star player here. It's absolutely loaded with nitrates. Now, your body converts these nitrates into something called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is brilliant stuff.
It relaxes your blood vessels, makes them more flexible, and allows blood to flow more freely. Better blood flow means better erections. Studies have shown that beetroot can significantly improve blood vessel function in just a few hours. That's why I recommend drinking this every morning. You're giving your body a daily dose of these blood vessel relaxing compounds. Watermelon's your second key ingredient. It contains an amino acid called citrulline, especially in the white and green parts that most people throw away. Your body converts citrulline into another amino acid called arginine, and arginine then becomes nitric oxide. Same mechanism as the beetroot, different pathway. You're doubling up on the nitric oxide production, which means even better blood flow. The research on watermelon and erectile function is actually pretty impressive. Some studies suggest it can work as well as some medications, just takes a bit longer to kick in. Lemon's in there for your vascular health. It's packed with antioxidants and vitamin C. These compounds protect your blood vessels from damage and keep them healthy. Healthy blood vessels mean better erections, but also better overall cardiovascular health. Heart disease and erectile dysfunction often go hand in hand, so looking after your blood vessels helps both. The vitamin C also strengthens the walls of your blood vessels, making them more resilient. Ginger's got anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. It helps reduce inflammation in your body, and inflammation can damage blood vessels and reduce blood flow. Ginger also has mild vasodilating effects, meaning it helps relax blood vessels. It complements everything else in the juice beautifully. Spinach brings folate, also known as vitamin B9, which is essential for good circulation. It prevents blood clots and improves blood vessel function. Spinach is also loaded with magnesium, which helps relax the muscles around your blood vessels, allowing blood to flow more easily. Magnesium also helps regulate blood pressure, which is crucial for erectile function. High blood pressure damages blood vessels and makes it harder to maintain erections. Now, here's something important I need to address, because I've seen this question come up heaps. If you're on blood pressure medication, particularly ACE inhibitors or beta blockers, you might have noticed your erections aren't what they used to be. This is a really common side effect, and it's frustrating as hell. The medication's helping your heart, but it's affecting your erectile function. If this is you, don't just stop taking your medication. That's dangerous, but do have a chat with your GP about it. Sometimes switching to a different blood pressure medication can help. Some are less likely to cause erectile issues, and this juice can actually help too. By improving your overall vascular health, you might find your erections improve even while staying on your medication. But you need to let your doctor know you're making these changes, because beetroot can affect blood pressure as well. Usually in a good way, but your doctor needs to monitor it. For those of you dealing with diabetes, this juice can help there too. Poor blood sugar control damages blood vessels, and that directly affects erectile function. The good news is, this juice is pretty low in sugar compared to most fruit juices, and the fibre from the spinach and beetroot helps regulate blood sugar. But again, if you're on diabetes medication, keep an eye on your blood sugar levels and talk to your doctor. Right, let's talk about making this practical. I know some of you are thinking this is too much faff. 5 ingredients, blending, cleaning up. If you've got a small kitchen or you're not keen on the prep work, here are some options. First option, prep in batches. On a Sunday afternoon, chop up enough beetroot and ginger for the whole week. Store them in containers in the fridge. Keep your spinach in the bag it came in. Cube up your watermelon and freeze it in portion sizes. Then each morning, you're just grabbing pre-cut ingredients and blending. Takes 2 minutes. Second option, simplify the recipe. If 5 ingredients feels like too much, start with just beetroot and watermelon. Those are your 2 most important ingredients for blood flow. Add the lemon if you can, but if you're struggling, just those 2 will still give you benefits. Third option, bottled beetroot juice. You can buy beetroot juice at most supermarkets. It's not quite as good as fresh because some of the nitrates degrade over time, but it's better than nothing. Get the pure stuff, not the beetroot juice, mixed with heaps of apple juice. Drink about 200 ml of that every morning. Not as powerful as the full recipe, but it's convenient. Fourth option, beetroot powder or supplements. These are available at health food shops. They're concentrated beetroot extract. Follow the packet directions. Again, not quite as good as fresh, but if you're travelling or you genuinely can't make the juice, they're a decent backup. But honestly, if you can manage it, make the fresh juice. It's the most effective. And once you get into a routine, it's really not that hard. Now, this juice on its own isn't going to work miracles. Sorry to burst your bubble, but I've got to be honest with you. If you're drinking this juice, but you're still sitting on the couch all day, eating takeaways, and not getting enough sleep, you're not going to see the results you want. This juice is a tool, a really good tool, but it needs to be part of a bigger picture. Exercise is absolutely crucial. I can't stress this enough. You need to move your body every single day. I'm not talking about running marathons or pumping iron at the gym.
I'm talking about going for a decent walk. Aim for an hour a day if you can manage it. Just walking around your neighbourhood, down to the beach, wherever. Get your heart rate up a bit. Get the blood pumping. This is one of the best things you can do for erectile function. Walking, cycling, swimming, any kind of cardiovascular exercise improves blood flow throughout your entire body, including to your penis. It strengthens your heart, makes your blood vessels more flexible, and helps maintain healthy blood pressure. Studies show that regular walking can be as effective as some medications for improving erectile function. And it's free. No side effects except feeling better overall. If walking's not your thing, find something else. Play a round of golf, go for a bike ride, do some gardening, play with your grandkids. Just move. 30 minutes a day minimum, but an hour's better.
And here's the thing, it also helps with stress and anxiety, which are huge factors in erectile dysfunction. When you exercise, your body releases endorphins, those feel-good chemicals that reduce stress. Less stress means better erections. Diet matters too. You can't outjuice a bad diet. If you're eating processed foods loaded with sugar, unhealthy fats, and salt, you're working against yourself. Those foods damage your blood vessels and reduce blood flow. Instead, focus on whole foods. Plenty of vegetables, fruits, good quality proteins like fish and lean meat, and healthy fats from things like olive oil and avocados. This isn't about going on some extreme diet. It's about eating real food most of the time. Sleep's another big one. You need at least 7 to 8 hours a night. When you don't get enough sleep, your body produces stress hormones like cortisol, and these hormones interfere with the hormones you need for sexual function, particularly testosterone. Poor sleep also affects your mood, your energy levels, and your ability to manage stress. All of these impact erectile function. If you're struggling with sleep, sort that out. Get off your screens an hour before bed. Keep your bedroom cool and dark. Go to bed at the same time each night. If you're snoring heavily or gasping for air during the night, you might have sleep apnea, which is really common in older blokes and absolutely murders erectile function. Get that checked out. Stress management's important too. Chronic stress is terrible for erections. It puts your body in fight or flight mode, which diverts blood away from non-essential functions, including erections. Find ways to manage stress that work for you. That might be exercise, meditation, spending time in nature, catching up with mates, whatever helps you relax. And look, I'm going to say something that might be uncomfortable, but it needs saying. If you're carrying extra weight, particularly around your middle, that's affecting your erectile function. Belly fat produces hormones that lower testosterone and promote inflammation. Both of those are bad news for erections. You don't need to become a bodybuilder, but losing even 5 to 10 kilos can make a significant difference. The combination of this juice, regular exercise, and better eating will help with that. One more thing, alcohol. I know a lot of blokes like a few drinks, and that's fine in moderation. But heavy drinking, even just having too many beers regularly, damages your liver and affects hormone production. It also damages blood vessels. If you're serious about improving your erectile function, keep the booze to a minimum. A couple of drinks a week is fine. Every night, that's going to cause problems. Right, let's talk about realistic expectations. How long does it take to see results? Everyone's different, but most blokes who stick with this notice improvements within 2 to 4 weeks. Some see changes sooner, some take a bit longer. It depends on how bad things were to start with, your overall health, and whether you're making those lifestyle changes I mentioned. Don't expect overnight miracles. This is about gradually improving your vascular health, which then improves erectile function. But the good news is, the benefits build over time. The longer you stick with it, the better it gets. And you're not just improving your erections, you're improving your overall cardiovascular health, reducing your risk of heart disease and stroke, giving yourself more energy, and probably adding years to your life. Some of you might be wondering about other supplements or herbs, things like maca powder, ginseng, or horny goat weed. Look, some of these have some evidence behind them, but they're not essential.
If you want to add maca powder to your juice, go for it. It might give you a bit of an extra boost. But don't think you need heaps of expensive supplements. This juice, plus the lifestyle stuff, that's your foundation. Everything else is just icing on the cake. If you're really struggling, if you've tried all this and you're still not seeing improvements, go see your doctor. There might be underlying medical issues that need addressing. Cardiovascular disease, diabetes, hormonal imbalances. These all need proper medical treatment. This juice is brilliant for prevention and for mild to moderate issues, but it's not a replacement for medical care when you need it. And if you're already on medication for erectile dysfunction, like Viagra or Cialis, you can still use this juice. In fact, it might help those medications work better. But again, keep your doctor in the loop. They need to know what you're doing. Look, I know I've thrown a lot at you.
But here's the bottom line. This juice works by improving blood flow through your blood vessels. Every ingredient has science behind it. Make it fresh every morning, drink it down, and combine it with regular exercise, decent food, proper sleep, and stress management. Do that consistently, and most of you will see real improvements. It's not complicated, it's not expensive. You don't need special equipment beyond a blender. You just need to commit to it. Make it part of your routine, like brushing your teeth or having your morning cuppa, and be patient. Your body needs time to heal and adapt, right? That's everything you need to know. If you've found this helpful, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I put out videos every week on health topics that actually matter to you, not academic waffle. Practical stuff you can use. And if you've got questions, chuck them in the comments. I read through them and I'll do my best to answer. Give this juice a go. Give it a proper go, not just 1 week. Give it a month. Combine it with those lifestyle changes and see how you feel. I reckon you'll be pleasantly surprised. Cheers, everyone, and here's to your health.